Yeah, that's a girl.
Hello,
Yes.
everybody. This is Elisha Keating from wisdomseekers.net. This is the logo that you're looking for. And again, .net. We are here with Maddie, and a lot of you will know Nicola. Hello, everybody. Hang on, I've got, there it is. There, fast. So we haven't talked to Nicola for a couple of years, ever since I broke my arm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Has it been that long already? Wow.
2 years on the 13th. Friday the 13th. I broke my arm on Friday the 13th.
2 years. That's been a fast 2 years.
Yes, it is.
Well, on one side, on one aspect, maybe not for you.
No, it actually went really quickly for me too. I mean, waiting for 8 months, not being able to move my arm was pretty desperate. And then another 3, 4 months before I could even start to move my arm
Mm.
was pretty intense. And I won't go into the rest of the details because I'll sit here and moan and complain for an hour. Uh, but
Excuse me.
tell us, Nicola, what are you doing now? How is life treating you? You look really good, by the way. I love your hair.
Well, thank you.
And you've got new
Well,
glasses too, right?
yeah, new glasses.
Mhm.
Um, gee, well, I've been doing a lot of things, but I would say one of the most fun things for me are actually uh, just doing a whole lot of reflecting and energy work and working with a lot of different people on how to make one's dreams come true and things like that. So I'm still a student and I'm loving it that I'm a student. And I was talking to somebody last week, and he's an artist, and I really enjoy his art. And he asked me about um, a time when I felt more joy in my life, and it was when I was a child. And I can bring that. I would. I enjoyed as a child roller skating. And so it was like an aha for me because um, even with a lot of these uh, challenging times, I can still roller skate and still have fun.
Oh,
So
and it
it
would
to
be a
me,
sense of
that's the
freedom.
answer right there for me anyway.
But roller skating would be a sense of freedom, the wind in your hair and
Yes, yes. I did roller skate quite fast. So,
okay. So it's the freedom you really like, the freedom to be you.
yes, exactly. And have fun doing it. So uh, we're I have been I've had physical challenges like you have had. In 2022, I was like sick almost all the time, or I have teeth problems. I had a lot of things, and so I had time to reflect. I said, "Okay, God, what's going on here?" So and
Yeah.
I had to take a deep dive into my belief systems. And so that's what I did. And I'm still still uprooting a lot of things that don't work. And one of the things that I've done a lot of is asking myself, what would I love?
Yeah, and I think that's something that people forget to do. They forget to look for the joy and the happiness.
Mhm.
I think we're trained not to, aren't we, from a young age in this society?
Yeah, Maddie, I do remember when I was working with you and your husband um, about Joe Dispenza's work. And so it was his work that brought me through a lot of illnesses that I occurred. I had shingles twice, and the only
Oh,
thing that got me through was his meditations,
because
an hour meditation at 4 o'clock in the morning. So,
shingles are
and
very painful.
I was not happy.
Yeah.
So I had to become happy and saying, okay, this is just a fleeting thing. I'm going to get through this. And I made myself as comfortable as possible and did those meditations. And they really helped. And everything since then has been on whatever I face, however it is. unpleasant, I lean into it and say, okay, this is, this is up for a reason. What is the gift here? And what do I need to let go of? And so it's been transformational and I feel different. And uh, even even now, I have had to look at how I treat my body. So I'm meeting with a nutritionist tomorrow, and uh, going on another journey about really honoring my body and really loving it.
That's really, and it's surprising how many of us don't love maybe just portions of our body.
Hmm.
And that portion can affect a whole bunch of different things, right?
Right. And so also for the last, I don't know, several years, I have been doing certain exercises. And when I went to the gym the other day, they said that my stretching and all that was better than most. So it was a nice little affirmation for me, saying, well, I'm this far, I can go further. So, and not to say, well, that's good enough, just to keep growing and keep doing
Mhm.
things.
Yeah, I think all three of us do some certain forms of exercises, right? I know Maddie goes to well, we have the same osteopath, and he's very pushy about exercising.
Mhm.
Well, he did get me, I mean, not that I wasn't doing it before I met him, but now it's more regular.
Yeah. But I also find that he's really good at giving specific exercises for specific. He's also highly spiritual, man.
Mhm.
So that does help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started going to see him in October, and before that, I'd been going to a physiotherapist, and I could get my hand up to here.
Oh, wow.
Now I can do a whole bunch of things, but I couldn't do it before without him. So
Yeah.
every chance I get, I brag about him to other people around the town and tell them, you want a good osteopath, go to him.
Yeah, I do the same.
Because he has because he's a highly spiritual, and he has a lot of the same belief systems as you do, Nicola. He does create magic.
I
Yeah,
think
I've
that's what
called him magic. I've called him a magician numerous times.
I love the magic. We are all magic, really.
Yeah.
So,
It's just, and that's something you said earlier where we were talking beforehand. You said, can you finish it for me? You said something about beliefs.
okay, let me think.
You
So a
said
lot of
that
these things.
all the beliefs we have.
Right. Okay. Um, I think we're at this point where all of the beliefs that we have right now, just let them go and be receptive to new thinking, new ways of being, uh, that sort of thing. Because if we're too focused, and we do things habitually, and all of this stuff, we're going to have a situation where uncomfortable situations and awkward situations will continue to happen. So
Uh,
when we just check it all and then just say, all right, uh, this situation really is not to my liking. What do I do? People are showing up in an unskilled way. How can I be in this? And just let go of all the information you've ever had, and just allow
I
the
think
power
that's part of
to.
what this full moon is about too, right? It's about releasing our old beliefs and bringing on new beliefs.
yeah, that's part of it. I care. Cannon, Dolores Cannon. I was watching an art video this morning about the full moon, and what she was saying, and what they said was If you go into the full moon with a negative energy, you're going to promote more negative energy. If you go into it with a full positive energy, you will create more positive. And it has a history behind us, this particular moon. What did you call it? The lotus moon?
No, flower moon.
Flower moon.
Flower moon. It's the moon where Buddha became enlightened. So it does have a really powerful energy to or resonance for us to move through with it.
Oh, yeah, this May is definitely a pivotal point for a lot of us.
I think so. I think, was it you, Maddie, who's saying the first half of the 24 is going to be really difficult, but the second half might be easier?
That's what I heard. Yeah. The second
Yeah.
half is supposed to be much better than the first half.
Well,
One can only pray.
it's been
Because I want off this ride.
the only way off is through.
Well, I need to get through it because I am done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she saying to you?
She's just rolling around asking me to keep petting her. So
Oh, she's loving the energy then.
yeah, she turned over my cup of water.
That was nice.
Well, it started raining a little bit here, and Charlie skedaddled as fast as he could out of here.
Yeah. That means that my little
Doesn't
not going to get a walk tonight with it's raining.
well, it's not. The sun is shining. The sun is shining, but it is raining.
No,
I don't
Elmo,
know. He doesn't like the energies of any kind of storms that come in. He doesn't like the wind. He does any little noise. It just terrifies him. And I don't know why, because I've done nothing to make him. He shouldn't be that scared.
maybe it's from Bubba.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because he would have picked it up. Because I know when we got our little girl, we had an old lady dog, and she taught the jelly bean. She taught her how to behave, and the old lady taught her to be really gentle. It was really funny. We had this 3-4 month old dog with the old lady dog, and the old lady dog would like to play tug of war, but she had arthritis, so she would give Jelly Bean an end, and Jelly Bean would sit there and not move, and the old lady would move around like that till she was finished. And Jelly Bean's been so gentle ever since then. Yeah. Animals just amaze me, especially now with the new energy coming through. Have you found that your cats are more, they seem to be more aware?
Well, Carly, the one sitting here with me, does see spirits that come through the house. And I
Yeah.
think that the other spirit that I think the majority of spirits that come here are cats that I have had in the past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do know Charlie sees spirit, and he gets scared. So
Oh man, he has had some times with them.
Well, the animals are so in tune with our energies,
really, yeah.
and they're here to teach us. And
Well,
I've heard that they're from the angelic realms.
I
So
I'm pretty sure that Charlie has got some telepathy going on with me, because I have my bedroom door closed and I can wake up at, like, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning and be as quiet as a mouse and just take my phone and I'll check something. Next thing I know, he is right at my door,
yeah,
banging on it, meowing, howling, because he knows I'm awake. I don't know how he knows, because I don't make any noise.
yeah, Carly's the same way.
yeah.
She knows when I get up, and she knows when I'm about to get up because she does that alarm's about ready. I can hear her yelling at me.
Well,
So
this morning, my daughter says I was sleeping, and her cat, she's got two cats, they came and pounced on her, and she says, "Go away, it's not time to get up." 5 seconds later, the alarm goes off.
yeah, of course. They know.
Yeah, they know
Well,
it.
yeah, of course, yeah, they would know with an alarm because they get probably their body clock would get used to that too, right? But I don't
Problem,
have any alarms going off or anything ever.
the problem with the alarms going off, they're really good if you change the alarm to earlier. They're really good at switching over to earlier and waking you up.
Yes.
But
Well, my alarms
But,
are actually music that plays on my phone to wake me
oh,
up, to
that's
say,
nice.
okay, it's time to get up.
I say, I'm pretty sure Charlie's being affected by the energies because he's acting weird these last few days. More affectionate and more homebody. Doesn't want to go very far.
Oh, that's
That's not.
nice, actually.
Hmm?
That's nice,
Oh,
actually.
it is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like 24/7 pretty much.
So what else have you been doing, Nicola, with yourself and energies? I mean, what you told me about the young art, I assume he's younger than us, so he's young. The artist.
Yeah, he's living in Kentucky right now, and he does spiritual art, and it's really, really interesting. And uh he is just a very simple guy, he just um he does his art, he has his dogs, he does his gardening, he does his own cooking. He's just a real amazing guy.
A bit of a
And
treat, eh?
pardon me?
He sounds like he's a bit of a treat.
Yes, he is. He has, to me, a brother type of energy
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
So I feel very close to him in a brotherly way.
It's kind of nice because I think part of what's happening with us in the future now is remember how we grew up, our ancestors grew up in extended families, from great grandmother right down to newborn babies, and great grandmother would rock the babies kind of thing, life, and everybody would contribute to the family. I think that particular energy style is coming back. Not that we
Mm.
necessarily live together or anything, but the energy of I think the fifth dimension is more of a quantum energy, right? So that everything that is more interconnected, and
Mm.
having a brother energy would be more fulfilling. It's how do you say that? You don't need it, but it's nice to have.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm. So what else have you been doing? Do you still decocting uh, perfumes and stuff?
No, I actually I work as a consultant,
Okay.
and I make shampoos and conditioners and things like that. And I'm working on a skincare line. And I had a spiritual dream about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, that I'm definitely going to be coming out with something that's from other realms, I think.
Okay, that's really cool. We have just a thunderstorm going on.
Oh, is yours going on now? We didn't have thunder. We just had the rain.
Yeah. But that's interesting because Maddie and I often talk about natural skincare products
Mhm.
like flax and things like that with castor oil. And it helps us the flax and the castor, because the castor oil goes deep into the skin, right?
Well,
Deeper
the
than
castor oil is very much of a healing oil for sure.
yeah.
But that's not where I'm working. I'm working on different kinds of plant extracts and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
that together uh, create things to assist us. There's so many things out there, but the energy that I'm getting for whatever I'm working with are plants that we normally consume in the kitchen, you know?
Okay.
But on a topical thing, there's a whole new science out there. They call it neurogenesis or something like that. And it has to do with a person's feeling of euphoria, of being great, of feeling wonderful. So,
That's definitely new age, not new age, that's definitely new energy, yeah.
yeah, it is definitely new energy. And I had been working with this one plant, essential oil. I started in the early 90s with it, and I had no idea that it was going to be doing what it's doing. So it's, this is just this things that I've been guided to do, and we'll see how it works out. I have gotten several samples out, and people are reporting back to me very
You,
positively.
you use it yourself, right?
I've used it mostly on my feet.
Okay,
And the reason for that is there's a lot of people who have jobs who stand all day.
that's true.
And I am a certified reflexologist as well. And when I was working with some nurses who were constantly on their feet and
Mhm.
doing the reflexology with essential oils, this one woman was able to go through her job without any agony or any pain.
Well, that's really cool. Some
So
somebody
there's,
told me that when we pass on from this world, we start from the feet up. So it also makes sense that you would work on the feet.
yeah, the feet are so important. They reflex. All of your organs are reflexed in your feet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand how to walk. I mean, it just amazes me. I've been listening to a lot of these doctors and physical therapists and things like that on so many injuries and how we wear these awful shoes that cripple us. It's just like I'm just sitting here going, oh my God. There's so many things that can be done. And I don't know, the feet are very important. And if you even look at the hieroglyphics and ancient Egyptians, places in their temples and things, you'll see reflexology going on.
All right. That's pretty
Mhm.
cool.
And then in Jesus's time, the whole thing, they wore sandals because it was desert, right? So
Mhm.
they didn't have shoes. So they would always wash their feet. It's very ritualistic and it's very spiritual. And then after I've been reading about that, and I've been working on the feet, I hear about the hair. The hair is so important to our well-being,
Yeah.
about how we show up. You were talking to, oh, gee, I like your hair, it's very important. It's part of our whole mystique and our how we show up, how we dress. Everything matters. It is
Yeah.
just amazing to me how everything is so connected. And
Yeah.
and
Well,
I've
that's
been
one of the
learning about
things.
why people go bald and how to work with that. So I'm working on some things for that. And there's
Well,
a
I
lot of
do
things
know
out
that.
there. There's a lot of things out there that the energy behind it is greed and what I can get out of this. And here's this stuff that's going to work. Well, I don't, that energy is not good. So
No, that
I
it's not.
think
It's
that,
not. It's a third dimensional energy. We're not taking
right,
it with us.
if
I know since I've started using the flaxseed gel that we make, my hair is just, I've had so many compliments on it. It
Yeah.
just, the curl is beautiful. It's soft. It's manageable. It's volume, lots of volume back to it. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I worked with flaxseed and linseed and a lot of these others. So I'm also learning about the differences in the type of oils doing what from the seed to the fruit to the leaf. They all are different and they all have different components. And so I love it about the flaxseed. There's actually a company I'm working with a company that does flaxseed for hair setting gels. So
Yeah.
it's just,
But it makes amazing gel. Just we just cook it, and the amazing gel that comes out of it.
Great for a
right.
gel, I mean, for your hair and great for the skin. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I've had so many compliments on my skin since I've started using it as a face mask.
Right. And what you do cannot be mass marketed because it's not preserved. So that you
No.
have to use it up in your kitchen.
Yeah.
So how do you get it to thousands of people, So other than teaching them maybe a tutorial on YouTube, which I've
Well,
seen that.
yeah. Yeah, that's what we've
Um,
done actually, is told people how to do it.
mhm.
Maddie does it a different way than I do it, but
It works. And also chia seeds. I mean, it's amazing what chia
Mhm.
seeds will do for you as your body and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's nutrition. The skin skin and hair requires some nutrition, but it's not actually nutrition, because internally,
I
it's getting to where it needs to go. So we put it on the outside.
put it
So
inside and out.
Oh,
you
and that's what I
really
put,
should.
castor oil in my belly button also every night.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And castor oil is a good healing oil for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a Edgar Casey, right?
That's right. That's where it started, I guess. I remember getting it as a child from my mom.
Probably started before Edgar Casey, then it probably started with the great grandmothers.
Yeah, true.
But he also did gold plating, was it? Not gold plating, but he did a lot of healing with gold as well.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while since
Yeah,
um I actually went to his institute up in Virginia Beach.
that would be pretty cool.
It was.
Yeah,
It's a whole library there, a lot of interesting people.
yeah. I've seen videos of it. That's about all. I did read a lot about him when I was younger, though.
Yeah, I did too, a long time ago. So
That's because when we were young, that's all there was, right?
exactly.
So you're saying that everything you're thinking, you're pushing out the window. Is there anything you're bringing forward with you?
Of course. One of the things that it's amazing how I can actually feel these energies now more so than before. Um, as I'm releasing, I'm asking for the divine or the power that created me to work through me and to show me. And if I ask a question, what the divine wants me to know now, I usually get an answer. But sometimes, because I have a very analytical mind, I have to write them all down. And some of them are totally absurd.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them are very, very, because I look down at them, and the one that gives me the feeling of increase, of expansion, of joy, of aliveness is the one that's coming from the greater power that created me.
Where do you find that? Do you find a place in your body that you get the answers easier from?
Um,
Because logic, I work with a lot of people who are very logical, and I'll go, you're in your logic. Go
right.
somewhere.
Actually, it's funny. It's like that's where the energies land is right here on me. But it's sometimes it comes in writing. Sometimes it comes if I go to bed with the question.
Right?
Sometimes it comes in my dream state. And sometimes I don't get an answer for days or maybe even longer.
Yeah.
So it's just being persistent with it. But sometimes it gets answered in a way that it's surprising to me, or it comes like somebody calling me, or a YouTube video shows up, or someone tells me about a book, or whatever. It comes in different ways. Sometimes it just doesn't come as this is the what you got to do right now. It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, yeah. The other day I sent my daughter a reel or TikTok. I'm not sure which it was. A day later, she messaged me and says, "You know what? That was the answer I've been looking for."
Yeah.
So it can come on reels and things. You know how they just like TikTok right now. It can come
Mm,
from things like that.
it can come anyways.
Yeah.
It's interesting, I was talking today with one of my colleagues, and she was kind of complaining about her mother constantly on the negative and stuff like that. And I had already asked the question about that, and it was on a YouTube thing or one of these short things. It says, if you cannot convince somebody else that they're wrong or that they're negative or anything else, what you do is you ask them a question. So then I told her that, and she just lit up and she went, "Oh, that's how I can deal with my mother. I can ask her a question." And she was like lilting out of the room.
Yeah, and that it's just one little thing, right? It can change your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I have a question, and this because I've been talking to a few people, and this has been coming through with the people are talking, especially people who have done a lot for, they're really givers. Then they're a lot of them are healers. They've helped a lot of people heal, and they give great advice, etc., etc. But personally, they feel like a failure. Do you have any advice about that?
Well, first of all, I would ask them, why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
That's a question, right? That's a negative situation. It's a low vibration. So why do you feel that way? Well, why do you think that that's true? Do you think could it be not true? Those things. I would just start asking questions. Well, why do you feel that way?
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
because we can give
I,
advice for this is what I've seen so much of,
uh-huh.
especially in my interactions with other people, before now, up until now. Um, there was this one woman that said to me, "What do I do about blah, blah, blah?" And I said, "Well, you can do this, you can do that, so forth." And she would do whatever the heck she wanted.
Yeah.
And it was like totally opposite of what I would think is a good thing. But that was her decision. So it's like everybody's decision is your decision to feel like a failure. You've decided
Everybody
that.
has that free choice, right?
Exactly. So, um,
But that also has, but these people that I'm talking about, they're not actually, you know how you're on a you're on a spiral, right? The
yeah.
one lady I'm thinking of specifically, she's amazing healer, super amazing healer. Yet she feels like she's no, I can't, I'm afraid to make that next step. And
Okay.
I told her, I said, I said, well, I did ask her questions, honestly,
Well,
but
that's the
I just
thing.
wondering if there was more to it.
Well, when we're growing, we are in a concept of ourselves in life that is different from the person that we're going to become.
Okay.
So what happens is she wants to grow, but she's scared, or she wants to go to a next step, but she's scared. That's a good sign.
But
That's a real good sign
she's been
because the
scared for
hounds on the
years,
door.
though.
One of my teachers says, the hounds on the porch will start barking at you. The
Yeah.
moment you want to make a big leap into some other way of being, that's when you get this almost rubber band
Where
effect,
you
pulling
can't
you
get away
back.
from, yeah.
Don't go there. It's not
Yeah.
safe, you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's done the rubber band for a few years now.
Well, then she's not going to be very happy with herself. It's the divine
Discontent.
discontent.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening with her. She's also, if there's times I want to go behind her and just shove her off the cliff.
It's funny. Some people never get it, and other people do, and it's just amazes me. And when I say, "Well, my friend is, she's doing great, and I'm not. What's the problem? It's not working." It's not that it's not working. I just have to sit down and I have to talk to myself and say, "Okay, this is the next step. I know you're scared. you're going to be all right. So
Yeah.
let's go.
And there's one thing I absolutely know. Fear is the biggest problem. Once you go through something and go through the fear of doing it, then
Yeah.
this next step is easy. That I know. But how do you, I
Excuse
don't
me.
know. Just a little, I just sometimes I'm going, okay, I can't do anything more. What's the next step? I've done everything I can do to assist you in doing it for, because I don't do it for anybody, right?
Right.
I don't, I
Well,
want
that's
to
where
assist.
they have to step up and realize that they have to step up and do it for themselves now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And just tell them the fear is okay. It's okay to be afraid. We're human. And um
Just
what do we
work
call
through
it?
it. Don't let yourself sit in it.
Yes. Yes.
I like the thing that you said
Oh,
though, that fear is a good indicator that you're just about there.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
it's
the
the
thunder
growing
now.
edge. Yeah, my minister says it's the growing edge.
That's a good saying.
Yeah, because you say, okay, here goes nothing. Actually, I had this joke that there's this Buddhist priest. He just sat down. He goes, here goes nothing.
That's hilarious, actually. Because basically that's what enlightenment is, right? So I had something really cool happen the other day, though. I will, and I had nothing to do with it, honestly, but I'm still bragging about it. This young lady messaged me from India, and she says, "I have this," and she describes what was happening, and she says, "It's my and I said, "It's your Kundalini rising." What's that? She had no idea, and I go, because if you raise your Kundalini too fast, you can go insane, right?
You
She
you
says,
can go, you can really feel that way. Yeah.
yeah, and they have the enlightened insane in the Buddhist Tibetan Buddhists, right? And I'm going, oh God, how am I going to deal with this? I get her on, and she tells me what's happening, and we go through everything. She's fine. She's great. There's no problem. And I'm just so excited for her. I had nothing to do with it. I just told her that, yeah, you're fine.
But to me, that's real important to have somebody say that,
Mhm.
everything's gonna be okay, even when you think it's not. It's
Yeah,
very comforting to have someone do that.
yeah. But it's also a sign of, to me, that's also a sign of the times that people can, well, obviously she's in a very old soul and she's just remembering, but it's also a sign of the times that she got there by meditating upon Shiva. And I watched her, it's because obviously I can't talk to her in person. And her eyelids would flutter up. And I've seen other people who were doing Kundalini and I'd yell at them and pull them back in because they weren't ready. She'd do that and she'd pull herself back in. I was just so excited that somebody had reached that level and not fallen off the edge.
Well, I
Because
guess she
again,
was
it's a sign of the time, right? That we're
right.
ready to move. The energy's there. And she's only 24.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think the younger ones these days are learning way faster and picking up these things way quicker because it's more out there, right? When
Yeah, it
I was
is.
growing up, spirituality was not spoken of. There was,
Well,
you were religious and that was it.
yeah. Well, she has I knew her brother well, he's like 30 now, and I knew him when he was 15. And the whole family was kind of on a spiritual path already, but the Hindus, their pathway is closer to that general pathway. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's certain cultures, of course, that they were raised that with that, right? And that's
well,
their belief system. And
again too, though, even with the Hindus, they're all on this different pathways, right? So different levels of the pathway, I mean.
mhm.
So it was anyhow, I was just over the moon about that. I still am.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So anyhow, like I said, I had to brag about it, even though I had nothing to do with it.
Well, and to me, you have had something to do with it by being
Well,
there for her. And
yeah,
it's, I think, a
well,
really,
I have talked to her over the years, yeah,
yeah,
but not in this specific area.
yes. So
Well, you were
it's
still there
important.
for her.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, she'll phone me in the middle of the night, her middle of the night, because it's my daytime,
Mm,
and it's kind of cool actually to have people reach out when they need help like that. Anyhow, but thank you very much for what you both of you just said. I do appreciate that. I just I just sort of still tickled pink. She messaged me and says, I did this. It's so much fun. She was having so much fun with it. I think continue to have fun.
yes, continue.
One of the things she did, which I thought was really cool, is my dog wants to go for a walk. And her
Maxie.
third eye is very active, and she says, "So I decided to take some of the energy and put it in my heart." And she says, and I looked in the mirror, my eyes got soft. And she says, and I went to work the next day, and 5 different people asked me if I was married because they introduce people to the arranged marriages over there.
Hmm.
And she says it was so much fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Anyhow, I will stop talking about that now because I don't. That's her story I'm telling, but it is so cool that the energy is working like that. That was she did it by herself. The rest of us can do it. Though I don't
Yes.
recommend that we do it by ourselves because I think we're moving into quantum. And that's we are individuals, but we're also connected, like your artist. He asked you a question and it gave you a aha. And
Yes.
I think we're supposed to, like a spider web, work together to lift each other up. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, oh, energy is kind of fun right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I it just seems like I'm working all the time. So, yeah.
Energetically.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another thing too that I'm finding. I asked this woman yesterday, what did your fifth dimensional self say to you? And she looked at me really shocked and she says, rest. And I think, good choice. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we just need to allow the energy to settle into us. And maybe our life is a little bit boring for a while by design, so that the
But
energy
don't fight
can,
that rest either. Don't fight the rest. If you need to rest, take 5, 10 minutes even.
yeah, put your feet up and put your feet up or
Mhm.
but I think as a generation, I don't know about the younger generation so much my because my kids are all they're all goers, they all do things. But I think a lot of the from our generations, 40, 50s and up, I think we're so busy doing that we forget to take time for integration. Yeah,
Well, and you need to take me time. That's a must.
yeah,
Because if you don't, the universe will give it to you. And you won't like that.
that's
You
true.
won't like that one.
I break an arm. I have to ask you, Nicola, did you ever get a carpet?
No.
No, but you did get that the water fixed. The
The water's fixed now. I just got a note from the adjuster saying that they're still playing phone tag. What they did offer me was about a third of what it would cost to replace the carpet and the bathroom and the foyer.
well,
So
that
my house is in disrepair, but I just don't really think about it that much because I just gave it all away. Just it'll be handled. It's whatever is going to happen. But I have picked out the carpet, and I've had people over here and the repair people and the flooring people, and so I just know
Lots of
it's
I just
fun.
done.
know that it's done. It's a done deal. It
Yeah,
hasn't manifested in third dimension yet, but it's there.
yeah, that's awesome. It's physical, not the third dimension. We're not there. We're in the physical. That's a physical.
Whatever the physical is, I don't know whether it's third, fourth, 85th. I don't
Yeah,
It's there regardless.
yeah. Well, that's
It's just
awesome.
that I don't want to overthink it, right?
Yeah, no kidding. It's when you overthink things that you push it away, right?
Right, exactly.
At least that's what I find. More so now than even 3 years ago, the more you think about it, the less likely it is to happen. And we can almost guarantee that how we expect it to happen, it will not happen that way.
Yeah, so I'm just open. I'm at least, and I'm very glad that I have running water, and I thank the water beings for being pure and clean and all that. So
Yeah.
it's, you come to a gratitude that's so deep about running water. We have running water. That is so amazing to me.
Yeah.
You really think about it, and then think about water and what it is. It's so life-giving. It's amazing. So I'm just sitting, just pondering everything. But I'm taking action, inspired action. I got the adjuster going on, and things are happening kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I know this all going to work out.
It's pretty cool. Actually, that's really nice. I can see your house looking really beautiful.
Yes, and I want it to be totally renovated. So I've been given some tasks by my divine entourage, guides or whatever, saying you got to do this, you got to get rid of that, you got to sell this, you got to do this. Okay. In other words, I'm going to be renovating not just the structure, but everything in it. So in a sense,
So you're
I'm
changing
getting
your energy completely.
Yeah, I do have a new couch and a new chair, but everything else is gonna go. Or, my table's fine, but
Right.
everything else out, gone.
Yeah, but you had some really beautiful, so that wouldn't go though your artwork. It would
Oh
be,
no, the artwork stays.
yeah.
So,
But that's nice. I like it.
yeah, so I'm simplifying, getting what do they call it? We're just becoming very simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that also is part
I
of,
think that's where the energies are going too, right?
right.
Just
Exactly. It doesn't want to be tied up in stuff. Just,
We've had a lot of stuff over the years.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of and so even it's just really funny how I've hung on to a lot of papers and books and stuff like that. I just need to get them into a place where they belong. They don't belong
Yeah,
here anymore.
that's what I have to do too, is start purging, go through all my drawers and closets and
Yeah, it's really important for the energy to flow. Very
Yeah.
important for my gathering.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of paper stuff and everything, but I do have a lot of wire stuff. And yeah, things like that. I do a lot of, I still have a lot of that stuff.
Well, that stuff is not stuff, and those
no,
are
it's not
work
stuff
of
that's
art. So No,
Yeah.
I'm not showing anyway. Anyway,
Oh
I
no,
actually
but
do
some of
have
it I
some
should
art.
get rid of.
Oh, well, I do have some artwork here that was from my brother that I'm trying to make a decision about. And it's funny when you're indecisive, things don't move. So I have to make a decision.
Have you ever
Is that
tried a pendulum?
yes, pendulums don't work as well on me as using my body.
Oh, okay.
I face north and I put my hands over my heart, and then I either forward go or backward go
Yeah.
to the question. So that
Maybe I'll
works the
try
best.
that because my pendulum, I don't know. I mean, it answers all the questions that I know properly. But when I ask it the question that I want, it will give me an answer, but it's a whole totally different thing that happens.
Mhm.
So maybe I will try that.
Yeah, that's
Maybe my
probably a good
body is
idea.
the way that I need to start listening to that instead of a pendulum.
Well, see, the pendulum actually comes from your body, but your mind is so into it,
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's
especially when you're dangling. So it's very difficult to learn how to do that. It takes a lot of discipline to me. Whereas the body, for some reason, when I do the rocking, it just I check it several times with the yeses and the nos and the different questions. And it comes this one psychic told me it comes with practice, that you got to keep practicing it over and over and over again for it to finally get to some accuracy.
and by the time you get to the accuracy, you should be able to get your answers should come to you automatically just through the mind, eh?
There you go.
Yeah. Because
Like it is with you, Miss.
yeah, I don't I mean I'll pull up cards, but that's just because some people like them, not because I can't I actually don't need them. And they kind of people ask me for cards and I say and if they don't see me, I just tell them what they need to know. When they ask me what cars it is, I just sort of go, what? I can't hear you.
Oh.
Oh, I can't remember. I put it back in the deck.
Yeah, exactly. Or else I'll go, well, this is the energy of this. So yeah, okay.
Mm.
And but it's too much reading cards after a while becomes too much like work.
Hmm.
Yeah, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
So besides that, they'll ask me, and I'm laying in bed, and all my cards are over here, and they go, "I'm not getting out of bed."
Yeah.
Mm. But most people, after they get to know me, they know better than to ask for a card.
Oh.
Because because I'm lazy.
No, it's just the cards are not necessary.
No, they're not. But I have to say I do really enjoy working with the wire. I
Hmm.
I've been making well, it's a very simple. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Very simple wire piece of wire to make a bracelet. I made one already, and that's what I've been doing a lot of just playing around with wire lately.
That's nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, because well, you know how it works, Nicola. The stuff that you put, the energy you put into your po what do you call them? Not potions. Um,
What?
the energy you put into your shampoos and foot
Right,
conditioners,
right. It's
potion would mean
right
you're
now. It's reverence and well-being. Is what what I intended.
yeah. So when you put it in, it's the same thing. When I work with the wire, I put stuff into it too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, of
And
course, yeah.
all the artwork that's here, I feel their energy and they feel mine,
Yeah.
even if they're in spirit.
Yeah.
If the horses behind me, the woman who made that, she feels me, I feel her.
Well, yeah, I think people don't realize how close the spirit world is now
Yeah.
because people ask me a question and their families right there immediately now.
Yeah.
Even with they don't ask me, their families right there immediately. And it's so close. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Do you have any idea? As we move into the 5th, because they're in a different dimension from us, and it's not the same kind of physicality as what we've got. You
From
know,
what I understand, people that have passed and want to show themselves, that takes practice to go to this level that we're in now.
yeah.
So as we become more practiced and they become more practiced and we get a higher dimension, it would be easier to communicate with them for
Well,
everybody.
I think that more people are actually communicating with people with those the dearly departed.
Right now, yeah, I do too. I talk to my father and I talk to my mother.
And
Uh,
there's so much energy involved in that it's so positive energy, right?
I don't know if you
Well,
can
it's
see this is
kind of
this is my mom.
All right, I can see you and her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've definitely felt her presence on Mother's Day. Definitely felt it.
She
yeah,
looks
I had my girls come the day before Mother's Day. One of my girls anyway.
well, didn't you see two eagles, or was it flying over top of you a couple days ago? That was both your daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was the dime that she threw out of my hand specifically. And when I picked it up and looked at it, it was the year she was born.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
cool. Your mother was a contemporary of my mother from the photograph. The style of photograph is the kind my mother was around during that era.
yeah. I was in 45,
Yeah,
1945.
yeah, they would have been very close in age at that same time.
Hmm.
That's during the war years.
Yeah, I was a baby boomer. So,
Me too, me too. Yeah,
mm,
but I mean, 1945. That's definitely it's. I was thinking about it and I'm thinking, well, the war wasn't that long ago, really,
no, it wasn't.
but we certainly have forgotten. Yeah,
No, I haven't. So,
a lot of people are, but I think that's part of the.
Kind of hard to
This,
forget with all the wars that are going on right now.
I think that's part of the squish, though, to push things through. That's there. There's a lot of negativity right now because we have to. Well, we have to see the negativity before we can release the negativity, and also the way I see it recently is we're like a funnel, but the funnel faces down, and we're being pushed up, and it's squeezing out all the darks, all the stuff that won't go with us. It doesn't even have to be bad stuff. It's just doesn't fit with us anymore.
right.
I think we're starting to come around in a circle. Didn't we start out with this subject?
Yep.
Mhm.
So do we have anything more to add? Either of us? I guess all of us. Nicola?
I'm feeling real complete right now. So
Awesome. It was really nice having you on.
It
it
was.
just feels so familiar and so welcoming. And I don't feel like I've much time has passed at all between the times we were
Right.
together.
I don't think time has passed.
It's just,
We just did a warp.
yeah.
Yeah. And so Maddie, you wanted to read a little thing first before we
Yeah, I have a little closing out prayer for the full moon that we're going to have tomorrow. So, once again, the energies are crazy. I know today I'm so tired. You've caught me yawning a few times, I think, and I'm got toothpicks holding my eyes open. But that's how this moon is hitting me. Tired, real tired.
Well, that's just transformation, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So one of the things that's been happening with me is my intuitions have been changing, not how I receive them have been changing the last 6 months. And I get a lot more pictures than I used to. And then I go into words. But one of the things that I notice, and Maddie will laugh at me, when it's a truth, my scalp crawls. And just
That's
Oh,
been
scalp
happening a
is
lot
crawling.
to me lately too. That my scalp when we're doing our thing on Sunday and Wednesdays, same thing with me. My scalp on this side just feels
Really.
like there's a million little bugs crawling in there.
So that's it. When that happens, I go, well, that's a definite truth.
Hmm.
Anyhow, Maddie, if you'd like to say the prayer and then we'll close it up. And before we do, thank you so much, Nicola, for coming on, Maddie. And
We'll do it again.
we'd like to invite you back again. We do this every other week. Every other week is Maddie's meditation, and every other week is this, that, and another thing. So we can talk about anything we want.
I see. This, that, and the other. Okay.
Okay, so
Well, we used to call it how to cope with the energies, but it just seemed our conversation went to this, that, and the other thing all the time. So
that's what we do.
all right, so this is my full moon prayer. It's in Sagittarius, by the way. It says, Divine Universe, on this sacred night of the full moon in Sagittarius, I open my heart to your infinite wisdom and grace, humbled by the expansive energy that surrounds me. Illuminate my path with the radiant light of this full moon, revealing the truths that I need to see and the lessons that I need to learn. Guide me to reflect deeply on the decisions and actions of my past and help me to understand their consequences with clarity and compassion. As emotions rise and swell within me, grant me the strength to channel them into a force for positive transformation, allowing me to dream big and reach for the stars. As I open my channeling gift, I invoke the energy of the divine into this beautiful sacred earth, transforming all of my intentions and manifestations into reality. Let this be a time of profound realization and growth where I embrace the results of my efforts with gratitude and learn from my missteps with humility. Connect me to the deepest yearnings of my soul and infuse my dreams with your divine magic so that I may manifest my highest potential. May I stay rooted in my true values, acting from a place of authenticity and love. Surround me with your sacred light and let the infinite possibilities of the universe flow through me, guiding me towards a future filled with promise and fulfillment. Help me to release what no longer serves my highest good, creating space for new opportunities and blessings. Keep my spirit aligned with the higher vibrations, trusting in your divine support as I journey towards enlightenment and peace. So mote it be. That's kind of what we were just discussing on how you're clearing everything out, getting rid of everything to make room for all the new that's coming in.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. Thank you. And let's call it before, because I don't say goodbye well. Let's call it.
Let's say we'll be here 3 hours from now.
Saying goodbye.
See you later.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Nicola.
Nice to see you too, Maddie, and you too, Lisa.
You